Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Beer Garden Live. Today is the Chinese New Year race day, and to celebrate the Lunar New Year, we are going to have a race meeting at Shatin today, and we are going to have 11 races in perfect weather right now in Hong Kong. Hi, Nathan. Good morning. How's going? How's the mood of the Chinese New Year in Melbourne?
Yeah, it's all smiles over here. It's all smiles around the world, hopefully. It's always great to have Hong Kong racing back as well, especially on a Monday, a bit of a rarity. But obviously, yes, hopefully everyone's having a safe and happy holiday season for sure. Looking forward to this meeting as well. A very, very talented set of horses set to line up. The Class 1's a small field, but
Mm.
interesting to see if Mugen can continue his rise up the grades or if he's run into a couple too tough, according to the handicapper. But he gets in nice and light, so interesting runner there, and a few scattering of some progressive types throughout the card. And also, I think we might get a bit of a gauge on some of the 4-year-old series contenders as well. A few interesting horses
Mm.
that are first up for some new stables. So keen to dive in and hopefully find the punters a few winners.
Yeah, right. I'm quite looking forward for today's meeting at Shatin. So, here's our time to talk about our tips for today. So, Nathan, which race you are going to talk about?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about one of those progressive types, one of those horses that could be on the rise. We're
Mm.
going to go to race number 7 on the program. My best bet comes up in that race. Now, look, it is very, very short, no doubt about that. And it is a short price commodity. And it's easy to see why, though. In number 4, Car Ying Rising, he could be well a rising star. Look, he was pretty unlucky to be defeated by a nose by Wonderbar on 2 occasions. First time, he just ran out of time while Wonderbar got a lovely run. 2 starts back on on New Year's Day. It was a very, very tight affair on that occasion. Purton sort of wound him up and looked like he was going to go straight past Wonderbar, but wasn't quite able to. And then last start, did all the bullocking work up on speed and just faded on the wire behind Wonderbar. He had a little weight swing on that horse, but I think that's got to be considered the right form for a race like this. You go through this race's profile. There's some nice horses in here, no doubt. We'll get to them in a second, but the way Kaying Rising moves into this race, you just imagine he's got some upside on a few of his key rivals. He's only a 3-year-old, just the 3 starts. And you go all the way back to his first up win at this track and trip in Class 4 company. It was very, very impressive. So if he just sort of recapture that form from his last 2 starts, I think he's got to be considered the one to beat. Do I want to dive into the price? Probably not. But the fact he has come up that short, maybe we do sort of go with the Quinella play, and hopefully we can maybe jag a result that way, get a little bit of value here. And I'll start with my second pick, and that is number 3, Joyful Hunter. Now, he's nearly around the $10 mark if you want one at a bit of a price, and I think he's going better than that sort of a quote in a race like this. Gets back to 1,200 metres. I think that's a positive. You look at his last start over 1,400, he was okay behind Amazing Duck, but he wasn't quite able to sprint as effectively as he does seem to over the 1,200 metres. Go back and watch that win. When he had a bit of a let up, he returned over 1,200 metres on December 23, where he beat Armour War Eagle. He'd never looked like he was going to win until the last 100 metres. He was absolutely sensational through the wire. And if he can replicate something like that, he's got to be considered a major chance here. He does have to carry close to top weight here with 133 pounds on his back. But he gets a nice map here from gate 7 if he can jump well enough and sort of hold a one-off position somewhere midfield. You've got to think Joyful Hunter at his peak can be right in this. And the other one I want to chuck in my Quinella play is actually number 8 here, 80 Light Years. Now, he's absolutely flying, this guy. He was just sort of a moderate Class 4 type. Last preparation, he was in Class 3. He was just okay. Got back to Class 4 to kick off the campaign. He was good first up behind Lost Child over 1,400 metres. Second up, he improved again. And then he got to 1,200. And again, he just seemed more effective over the sprint trip. Able to get that lovely run, 2 starts back where he beat Champion Instinct. And then after that, he ran the Gorgeous Win, who I think everyone has a bit of time for. So again, that's got to be strong form. We've referenced that horse before. And you look at the likes of Gorgeous Win, and maybe him so lesser than, say, a Galaxy Patch, but similar profiles in terms of the upside that they've got. And so 80 Light Years has really got to be considered a major chance here. They ran good time as well. He was only beaten a half length behind Gorgeous Win. They ran solid time, and then the margin back to third was significant as well. So you could do a lot worse than the $15 on offer for him as well. I think you're getting a fair price overprice really for some of these other horses just because of how short Car Ying Rising is in the market. So if you wanted to go against the favourite and find a couple of value, I don't blame you at all considering the prices. But I think that's the way I'll play it. I'll box up the 4, the 3, and also the 8. So those are King Rising, Joyful Hunter, and 80 Light Years. Hopefully, that 2 of those can run into the top, or 2 of those 3 can run into the top 2, and we get a result on the race.
Cool, thank you, Nathan. In race number 7, I agree that the current favorite, number 4, Kaiying Rising, is the one to beat. And this young horse is still improving at the age of 3 and unexposed, and already proving himself really competitive in Class 3. And today, no more Wonderbar in race number 7. So I think it is the time for him to win, especially since he has a good draw. He is expected to lead, and with Zach Purton on board again, he's the one to beat here. So 1.4 for the win. I still think that he has a really huge winning chance here. So number 4, Kaiying Rising, is also my banker in race number 7. And yes, also number 3, Joyful Hunter. Good to see him returning back to 1200 meters. I think this should be a better distance for him because he did not have really good performance of over 1400 meters in this season. So good to see him back to his favorite trip. And also, yeah, 80 light years. This time Jerry Chow takes the ride again, and I think last time is also not bad. And other horses I would like to have a quick mention will be number 9, Lady's Choice, that he will be breaking from gates number 11. Just a bit concerned of the wide draw, but last time over the all-weather track there were some excuses for him. So returning back to the turf, I think it is a better for him. And interesting to see that Derek Leung takes the ride for this Michael Chang trained gelding. So recently he had quite good performance over the turf. So maybe this time going back to a better surface for him may be better. So Lady's Choice is a huge, not a really huge, $24 for the win and 3.3 for the place. I think there is a little each way chance for Lady's Choice in this field, so can't be ruled out. But I'm really agree that Kaiying Rising is the best horse in this field. So let me recap race number 7 for Nathan. Banker number 4, Kaiying Rising, with selections number 3, Joyful Hunter, and number 8, 80 light years. And it's time for me to talk about my race. That will be the lucky last. There will 11 races today. So race number 11 is the last race for today's race card. It is a class 3 over 1400 meters. I'm going to have Zach Purton's mount number 13, Magnificent Night, as to be my banker. This horse is trained by John Size as a 4-year-old. I think he's settling quite well in Hong Kong. So third up for this gelding in Hong Kong, he showed some improvement on his second up because last time he was just beaten by I Give, who is an informed horse in this season. So before this race, Magnificent Night also had a barrier trial, and I think that he performed quite well over the barrier trial. So he's now ready for a victory. So we can see that this 4-year-old keeps improving, and good to have Zach Purton on board. I think after breaking from gates number 7 today, this afternoon today, he's going to stay in the midfield, which was also quite a good position for him. So hope to see that this John Size gelding is going to improve again, and maybe it's time for him to break the maiden tag in Hong Kong. So number 13, Magnificent Night, is my banker. And for the selections, number 1, Blue Marlin, can't be ruled out. I think this time Harry Bentley, the horse's favorite jockey, I think he is now on board again. So 1400 meters also a good distance for this big horse. He is really big in size as a 5-year-old. So this time carrying the top weights in this field, I think he is able to handle it with some really good performance in this season. So we see that he improved a lot after turning 5-year-old, or it is the second season for him racing in Hong Kong. He is doing much more better than last season. So this time the draw is not bad for him, gates number 5. And we see that last time when he won the race, he was breaking from gates number 4. And before that, he was breaking from gates 14, 12, or 13. So the wide draw may be a bit difficult for him to perform well. But since last time he broke from gates number 4 to win, and the similar draw today, gates number 5, I think there is still a good chance for him to have a back-to-back win. So number 1, Blue Marlin, will be one of my selections. And the other horse I'm looking for some outsider, that will be number 14, Talent's Ambition. This 3-year-old is going to make his Hong Kong debut today. And for his form in Australia, he was racing in Sydney, so the right turn track is quite favorable for him. And he did win over the good turf, good condition or the soft condition. So today, in the perfect weather in Shatin, I think he's able to handle it. And also 1400 meters for him to make his debut today. I checked his pedigree. I think he should be able to handle it. So with some good preparation before his debut, he already had 3 barrier trials before his debut today. So I think his barrier trial performance was not bad. He won on his latest barrier trial under Zach Purden, but this time Zach Purden is going to ride the John size. Also, I think Talent's Ambition, the price is quite attractive right now, $21 for the win and $6 for the place. Small chance there will be he can run well on his debut in Hong Kong. So to recap, race number 11, I'm going to have number 13, Magnificent 9 for as my banker with selections number 1, Blue Marlin, and number 14, Talent's Ambition. And Nathan, what do you think in the last race for today's race guy at Shatin?
Yeah, really interesting race. I think there's a bit of depth here, and the market agrees. Was it $4.90 the field here with Magnificent 9? I've got him on top as well. I just think he's got a bit of upside to him. I thought his 2 runs so far in Hong Kong had a lot of merit. Ended up starting his career here in Australia, but since arriving for the John Size barn, I think he's been pretty good. I thought his first up run behind Joyful Hunter sort of just got a little bit lost first up. He wasn't quite there. He was drawn 10. He had to get back, and he ran on okay. Then after that, I thought his run behind I Give had a lot of merit. I thought he was quite good on that occasion. I think he can only improve, pardon me, from that effort. And now he's third up. He's had a couple of runs under his belt. He knows the circuit now. And I think the key factor for me is that the fact he gets up to the 1400 metres, it's like he's crying out for the trip after 2 runs at 1200. You look at his latest run in Australia, he actually won over the 1300 metres. So getting to the 1400 metres now looks ideal. Maps pretty well from gate 7. And the fact that Purton elected to pick him, you'd imagine he probably would have got the choice between him and maybe even a Storm Rider in a race like this. So the fact that he elected to jump on, I mean, that's a big push for the John Size trained gelding by Toronado. So I've jumped with him on top. Magnificent 9. I tend to agree with you. I just think he's ready to win here, third up into the campaign. The other one, number 6, Storm Rider, I think he's going really well. I thought his last start win was terrific. His win 2 back was even better. He was sensational when he beat Telecom Dragon. He was able to pull clear. That was over 1200. He probably, I think the 1400 metres is his peak. I don't think he wants it any further than that. Last start, he was able to jump from 11. He got across, sat outside the leader, and was able to kick on and gets a nice little drop in the weights here with Alfie Chan jumping on board. So not a bad little claim to jump on here. It looks like he's going well enough. Again, draws 10, so he might have to jump and go forward. He gets cast wide. Could be in a little bit of danger here, but not much of a weight penalty from that last start win as well. He's only got to go up a couple of kilos. So, look, I think Storm Rider could be the one to sort of continue his winning ways as well. I can't knock how he's traveling. Number 1, Blue Marlin, like you mentioned, Shireen, just ultra consistent. He can carry the weight and will continue to run well, you'd imagine. It's just a matter of whether or not he's probably had a few too many runs maybe, but they've scrapped the spaces runs pretty fairly now. And once they drew a gate this preparation, he was able to win. So if he continues to draw gates, you've got to consider him a chance. And the last one I will mention is the one you gave us Sprit to, Shireen, number 14, Talent's Ambition. Now, not entirely sure what to make of him. His first 2 trials were just even, I thought. And then his last trial really caught the eye. He's had a long break. He's from my neck of the woods here in Tamworth, actually, ironically. So interesting to see. I don't remember him, but hopefully he can go over to Hong Kong and do something over there because his 2 wins looks pretty good. You go back through the form as well. He ran to a horse called Genzano and then also Leggy Point. Those horses have gone on to be pretty decent sort of highway types. So definitely got to give him a chance at a big price. And he's currently $21. And if you see a market push for him, definitely worth following here with Mark Newnham's galloper first up. So very intriguing runner, no doubt about that. But I'm probably going to have 2 bets in the race. I'll probably split my stake between Magnificent 9 and also Storm Rider. But I can see there's a lot more depth there. You even look at a horse like, for example, Quantum Patch. I mean, most of his form jumps off the page at Happy Valley, but if he can bring some of that Happy Valley form to Shatin, he might be one that's a bit over the odds as well. So really interesting race, but for mine, I'll go with Magnificent 9 and also Storm Rider to continue their sort of, uprise in Hong Kong.
Yeah, perfect. So this is quite a strong race card in the last race. So we are going to watch some up and coming horses to compete here in the last race. So quite a good race card today. So yeah, hopefully we can find you some winner. And thank you all for watching. This is the end of our preview live today. So we will see you next time for the Happy Valley preview in the midweek. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.